Welcome. Come on in, everybody. I am live. And for those who are joining for the first time, my name is Mary Jane Tracy. I am a spiritual love of life coach and a budding astrologer and a wee bit feisty today. And I'll explain why in just a few moments on why I am so feisty today with all of this energy that's coming in. So welcome. And feisty it up, girl. So Dana, you got your hair done and it was your anniversary, so congrats. You probably look like a sexy little diva, dishing out that just sexiness of yours. So on your anniversary, so sending you out loads of love. Thanks, bedhead, today. Well, that's okay. You just go like this because you got it done. You just have to go like that and just fluff it. Just fluff. Just do the fluff. My husband is telling me my hair is looking like a line. I need to do something with it. It's still, and I had a shower from last night, and it's still, my hair's still wet. So, and because I haven't been blow drying it, maybe I need to get one of those little blow dryers. So anyways, keep doing that. It's going to get in my face. So what is happening? Well, we have a summer solstice coming up. The sun is still in Gemini, so the solstice is not here yet. It's not here till tomorrow. Well, actually around 12, what is it? 12:41 a.m. is when the sun comes in to its fullness, and there's going to be a ring around for this a ring around the sun. This is a full solar eclipse, and it is like it's coming in. It's just coming in, baby. And this is just right conjunct my natal moon. So hence the feistiness. So my natal moon is at 1 degree Cancer, and it is like, so it's coming in, and I can feel that it feels like kind of like anxiety, or it feels like excitement, and it's just like, oh, I can feel all that pent up energy. So it could be good. hence the Scorpio sun. It could be good, or someone could rub me the wrong way and it could be bad. I saw a few people rubbing me the wrong way last night, so I had to watch myself on Facebook and sort of take it back a bit. I had to dial it down because just, you know what? I'm white, but you know what? White people are fucking stupid. That's all I gotta say is, like, some white people are so fucking stupid, and they have no idea what is with all this racism. What is it, 2020? We shouldn't have racism. Really? Oh, well, no, we shouldn't. We should never have had racism. But it's called greed, and it's called consumerism, and it's called, capitalism. I mean, we could just go on and on and on and on why there is what it is. And this energy that's coming in is transformational, is change, is bringing in that energy for us to diminish what is no longer in our alignment. There's a few things on Facebook that, one I did post, and I just thought, because, understandably, yes, the pedophile rings and all of that have to be. The pedophile rings, just an FYI, and a lot of things that have been going on on Earth have been going on for thousands of years, believe it or not. Things like that have been going on for a long time, unfortunately. Racism has been going on for tens of thousands of years. The Egyptians hated the Jews. They used them as slaves, right? So we had different forms of racism has been there. And Jews were not white. Just an FYI. And Egyptians were not white. Cleopatra was actually quite dark. You know, so this is transformational. This is energy that's coming in. Plus, when I was doing a little bit of research on formation of my company and talking, and I found some old emails from 12/20/2012, just before the winter solstice of December 21st, 2012, I was forming my business. And I thought, wow, I never really thought about it. We were doing my website. We were talking about my website. We were talking about it months before. But 2012 was a year for me of really activating and stepping into my business and the Guru Mama. I had many names before that for my business, but really stepping into this energy of the Guru Mama, of what it is that I wanted to bring forth to the world. And it was, you know, in looking at that and coming into the energy now, and I'm just like, wow, yes, it was during the summertime, 6 months before, that I was actually putting my company together and looking at things to do with my company and taking a class and taking classes with, oh my God, I forget his name, but just taking classes and doing things on, I was doing crystal consciousness courses. I was doing aligning courses. I was working with the Palladians a lot, you know, in around 2010 up to, you know, through 2012, through that era. I was looking and working and reading, not working with, but reading a lot of Donavello, Metatron, I think it's Metatron or Melchizedek books on the flower essence and the Kundalini energy. So I was doing a lot of that work, you know, back then, and I'm finding that now, wow, it's coming to where my business was, or what I, you know, was starting it out as, how it has transformed to where it is today, and how excited I am in how it is going to birth into something even more as the next few years unfold. And this lovely new moon lunar eclipse, and where it's coming down and coming in, is bringing huge transformation, huge changes for us. Gotta find my notebook. Where's my notebook? What did I do with my notebook? As I mentioned yesterday, and I'll get back to more of my feistiness on some of the things that are really pissing me off, because I just have to, you know, since I will share with that. With this is all about looking at, this is just before another eclipse. So this is the second eclipse out of 3. This is a major midpoint peak. So this is a huge shifting that we are doing right now. We have the sun squaring Neptune. We have the sun squaring Mars. So there's that energy of delusion, yet wanting to move. But those are in water, and Neptune has stopped because Neptune is going retrograde. So we have this energy of this wanting to get clear on what we want to do and where we want to go, and getting our vision and going forward, right? And it's a spiritual, this is to feel, in order for us to feel better. Where do you feel better? There's confusion out there. I taught, you know, when I was getting my husband's coffee this morning and I'm like, oh, it's a summer solstice. And the girl goes, really? I'm like, oh my God, fucking muggles. They have no idea what's going on. That's why the world is fucked. No one is taking time to really come into and appreciate the energies and the cycles of the earth. And taking just moments doesn't mean that you have to have a full on, let's go to an open meadow and have a full ritual. That's not, that's not always a way, but it is for us to come in to our inner light, to our inner selves, and to come into the peace of who we are. And with that energy, and there's going to be rings, you're going to see these fires, a ring around this energy with this solstice is coming in for this transformation and change. And it is helping and is going to open us up. This is like, I feel that this energy is opening up, and I feel like it's almost slitting us down the middle and opening us up in order to let go of any of that goop, right? Any of that goop to come out. It's not their time to go within. No, it's not their time to go in, but unfortunately, time is running out in many ways. Time is running out in many ways. I'm not saying the world's ending, but in order to awaken, in order to make the transformation and changes, and with Saturn coming back into Capricorn, the cement is dry. So the cement is dry. And what I mean by that, with the cement is dry, that means that to make changes are going to be harder. So there's going to be this hard, concrete energy that's coming in that wants to keep hold of what was. So there's a few things that are coming in. Where the solar eclipse is coming down, and it's coming right along the Gahawan Valley, which is in India, where the conflict is. So that energy is coming right over there. That the solar eclipse is going to be right over that. So we're going to be starting to see conflict. So it's going to be smack dab in the middle of that energy. Before that, the solar eclipse was right over Wuhan. So during the December and January. So we have this energy of transformation that's bringing in transformation and change, awakening, opening us up. And this is where we are going to be finding. And then Uranus coming down through not only South and North Korea, which it's already done. And then we heard the bombings that were there, but also coming down, and it's coming, weirdly enough, through Fort Mac, coming down in around Saskatchewan, through all the oil fields. And when I was with the Pele report, and they were showing this, and then bringing it up on my solar fire program, and there's a map you can pull up. Anyways, this is bringing up, and then coming right down the energies of that's coming down right down through the Midwest of the United States, where through Colorado and through that. So there's a lot of military through that area and stuff. And I went, wow, activation. So this activation, the thing is that I know as humanity and as collective, we do come back together. But right now, there is such a divide, such a division, and there's so many individuals that are not understanding, and the other part is not getting to the bottom of exactly why people want change or how they want the change. Now, with all the protesting a lot, and then what bothers me, and I've said this before, what bothers me with a lot of this is that when I see big corporations come in on ground roots protesting, I'm just like, okay, what's going on? What is the alternative agenda? And in doing some of my own research, just doing bits and pieces and finding out bits and pieces, there's a lot of dismantlement about science. And there's been conflict with information from scientists because scientists aren't allowed to be scientists saying, here's the facts, just like an astrologer. Here's the facts. This is what we're finding. Science says this. But because they get funded by huge corporations or get funding from different areas, then you're not going to get all those facts out there. Because it's like, well, if I say this, this is going to go back against them, whoever them is. So, yes, the basis of a lot of the protests have a huge, beautiful, fundamental energy that does have to bring in radical change in many areas. But we have to understand what is at the core, what is other things that are trying to integrate to get into that in order for the change, or for them or whoever to diminish what it is that people are trying to do. And this is where eyes have to be wide open. When somebody says to me and I see, oh, nobody's doing about the pedophiles or things like that, and talking about Aunt Jemima, I'm like, okay, first of all, educate yourself on what that day was yesterday on Juneteenth and what that meant to the Black people, African Americans in the United States, and why that came out on such a crucial time and got media attention. If you don't, Google it. No one wants to take away from the pedophiles and wanting to and get them out there. We all want to get those assholes out there, and those ones that have slaves and everything else. But this is such deep-rooted energy. It is not just like going out when you pull a dandelion out of your garden. You have to make sure you get to the root of the dandelion in order for you not to get any more dandelions. And do it before it turns into a fluffy dandelion. Right? So this is where we have to go to the root. Hey, leave the dandelions alone. It was an analogy. I know I love dandelions. But if you want to get to the root, I could use a pass and getting to the root of the boil and getting down to the root. You can't just pop the boil. You got to dig down into the skin and get it out and make sure it's not touching any particular nerves as you are taking that root. You can't just yank out the root. And this is where this summer solstice comes in. You're just like, all I wanted to do was have a summer solstice and do my ritual and just go out there and just dance and enjoy. Well, yes, go out there and dance and enjoy. But open your mind to the world around you. Open your mind to what else is happening. And don't be so narrow-minded on just one thing. So when I see Amazon and Google and all of these other ones that are wanting to sponsor different organizations, especially when it comes to Black Lives Matter, I question ethics and I question why they want that. Because Amazon, for one, treat their employees like fucking shit. And they are not very kind to their employees. They pay them shit and they treat them like shit. In fact, in some places where, and this is from people that I have talked to who worked there, had to wear a buzzer. And they got buzzed if they talked too long to somebody or stayed in the bathroom too long, some crazy shit like that. 12:38. So it happens early in the morning. So this energy, summer solstice arrives in the Northern Hemisphere Saturday, June 20th at 5:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 21:43:32 GMT. So the June solstice also marks the beginning of the winter in the southern. So this energy, and then you have the new moon happening in around 12:38 with the eclipse along with the nodes there. So just at like 1 degree, which is right on my natal moon. So this energy is about change and awakening. This is about us looking at, as I said, 8 years ago, events. 8 years ago with the events, Facebook went public. All the things on media started changing. YouTube, everything else started to change. Distractions, different dimension shifts. A lot of things, people were now awakening to different shifts and bringing in different shifts. So still in a slow alignment, still into alignment, but we have power to change our timelines if we so choose to, right? And allowing ourselves to change it if we want to. It's up to us. And bringing more of an awareness. Grassroots programs, I believe, are absolutely fabulous. But with a grassroots program, you still have to have some kind of format or an agenda. It's like gardening. It's like gardening. And if you do any particular types of gardening, you want to know, where's the sun, what are you going to plant where? Where's that sun coming in? Are those plants good for that sun? What about moisture and permaculture? So before they do anything with permaculture, they watch the land on where the water goes, how much the land is absorbing. Where can they capture some of the moisture? So in case of a drought. And that's the way I feel like for grassroots. It's like, yes, we want to start a grassroots, but let's come into it and understand. So when people say to dismantle the police, people freak out. Like, I don't want to have no police, but I want to make sure that funding in Canada, it's different than the United States, but funding is being allocated in places that are going to help areas to grow and foster. That's where things have to make a change. Not just throwing money at something and hopefully it changes, but coming into it. So understanding, why do we need first transition housing for women who are leaving, abusive situations, or children leaving abusive situations, and coming in there and bringing in the change? How can we allocate this money better in order to get it to the Inuit people, right? On different nations, First Nation people, right? So this is coming into, like, what areas do we need it? Because abuse and all of that comes in all areas. It's not just, you just think, oh, only poor people get abused. No, there's a lot of, economics has nothing to do with an asshole. Just it might be an asshole who has more money, right? So when it comes into allocating and looking at, this is where grassroots has to come in, where we have to look at different areas to make changes. That's where the summer solstice is coming in. To make those changes, to have those changes. What can we do on our level in our own home? How are you greeting your day? How are you greeting those around you? Do you have a garden? Are you giving back to the earth? What are those things? Are you recycling? Are you educating? Not only yourselves, but maybe the people in your home, your children, etc. Are you thinking before you fucking post something, or you take something from TikTok and this guy, there's like this one post, I'm just like, you're a fucking racist. And that's what I wrote on the person's thing. And I don't think they liked it, what I said, but I said, that's a fucking racist account, what you said, and you come from white privilege. And she was like angry at me. No, I'm not. I said, are you white? She said, yes. Then you come from white privilege. Doesn't matter what economic system you have, when you walk in and a person of color walks in, you're going to be treated a hell of a lot different than that person of color. It's fact. So this is where change is coming in. After this weekend, we're going to be seeing a lot of shaking up and a lot of shaking up of energy. And I feel I feel like with this summer coming in, this season coming in, I kind of want to bask. I really want to bask in this energy. I want to bask in the energy of summer because I'm not looking forward to the fall. I'm not looking forward to the fall at all. But this is coming for us together to reactivate our soul, to ignite the flame. And I feel Archangel Gabriel is the angel to call in for this because he's the angel of communication. He's the angel to bring in transformation and change. And Archangel Gabriel has the flaming sword. And he comes in with that flaming sword. He comes in to fight the levels of hell and the levels of tyranny. That's what Archangel Gabriel does. She is a very transformational angel. And then I got the god Nasaro, who is he is a native god, but he is the god, the creator. He is the high god. He is the god of creation of the heavens and bringing in that creation of the heavens. And then I got the beautiful goddess of the moon. So the goddess of the moon and the water started to come in for me with this. So I saw a lot of energy coming in and bringing in that energy, because this is where we come into a spectrum of the red and the black and bringing that transformation where in old Navajo, the white, when the energies of the white, and they had visions of the white man coming, was the energy of fire, that spark. The energy of the yellow was communication, bringing in communication, language. First written languages were all found in that in China. That of the red people was that of the earth, and the people of the black were that of the water. To bring in all together in harmony. The two things we are destroying on our earth is the land and the water. The two main things that we need. Air is being destroyed, but especially if we destroy the earth, then we destroy the water. Of course, the air is going to get destroyed with that. So we have to reignite ourselves with our inner flame with this summer solstice to take care of our land, to take care of our water, which is the red people and the black people. And the god Nasura is the creator, and he is embracing us and having us and leading us into reform, and reform for a betterment for all people. But you can't have for all people when you don't acknowledge where the pain is, where you don't acknowledge where that pus is and that root, and going to the grass root of it. People don't go, they're like, okay, we'll just gloss over this. If anybody watches the Pimple Doctor, it's like amazing how long it takes somebody to go to a doctor and they have a big growth that just needs to be taken out. But how long are we going to continue with the growth on our own, within our own society, and with our own humanity, should I say? Because it's not Canada, it's not just the United States, but it's everywhere. And the summer solstice comes in to activate for us so that we can establish a better way. And that's where we're at today. It is coming together with that and understanding. And if you are not a person of color, educate yourself on the tyranny of both the red and the black, on what that is, because those are the two top topics that should be out there for all. Because when we dismiss that, we dismiss so much of what we walk on, what we drink, our water, our land. How are we treating our land? How are we treating our water? Are we treating our water with respect? Are we treating our land with respect? When I walk by and I see people throwing garbage on the ground, it pisses me off. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck? There's a garbage over there. Like, you don't, like, it's nothing. This is where transforming, like, it's conscious thinking, consciously where you're putting your money. Are you buying things from China? Why the fuck you buying stuff from China? Honestly, it might be cheaper, but are you thinking about what the manufacturers and stuff are doing and how the people are? Like, when one of their factories collapsed, all they did is like, oh, well, let's just bury it all. Thousands of people fucking died, and they opened up another one. Well, we got more people. 4 elements, the 4 directions. Yeah. But 2 of those directions, the red and the black, are the ones that are being dismissed. Take a look. That's where the energies are coming in. It's coming in. You go into other countries. It wasn't until, what was it, I think it was in 1972 that they started to change the constitution in Australia to put the Aboriginal people as human beings and not flora and fauna. And still, it took time for that to act, to bring it into an act. Why is there so much drugs and alcohol abuse with Aboriginals? You know, and people are like, get over it. No, how can you get over it when it's like generational to generational, and we're not going in there to help to make a change, to educate, to understand? Why aren't they living in the house? It's interesting to understand, and coming back and listening to the elders of these people, listening to it. It's so important for us, in order for us to all come together. That what is going to be happening right now on that border, I'm sending so much love and energy to China and India, and it's going to be hard for you to find information on that. It's going to be covered up, but it's going to be the explosion that's going to come through, because we rely too much on one country. We've abused another country. So it's coming in, and the change is happening, and we're going to see more of it unfold. We saw the unfolding from December till now, and what that changes. The next change is between now and the end of the year, and what that change is going to unfold for us, because the eclipse does not show us anything, and we have 3 of them. As above, so below. God is coming in. The higher gods are coming in and saying, hello. It's like daddy's home. And what the fuck have you guys been doing? The god of war is going into fire. The god of war, Mars, is heading home into Aries. For 5 months. He hasn't been there retrograde since 1988. What the fuck? Wow, there's a lot of upgrading to be done. You know, a lot of transformation and change has to be done. But everybody's saying, oh, I just want to go back to the way it was. You can't, because there's nothing there. It's not satisfaction. There's nothing there. Moving forward is illuminating. Moving forward is togetherness. Moving forward is education, transformation, change, understanding. And yes, we apologize, but in apologies, you have to make a follow through, an action. It is not just to apologize, but it's to make an action and do it and get to the grassroots and make the changes for things to happen. Is it going to happen in a year, 2 years? No, we're in a transformation of 1,000 years. We signed up to be in the Bronze Age. We signed up to be the grunts. We signed up to start this. That's what we signed up for. We signed up to be the change for our families, for our children, for our grandchildren. We signed up to say, hey, I don't want I want educational books to be different. That's what we signed up for. We're going to see in the United States the election that's going to happen, but there's a third party that's going to come in, and I could see that happening. I've said that before. Something is going to happen. The president will get in, but he's not going to last long, and a new government's going to arise. Something new is going to come in. Will it be good? Will it be bad? That is unwritten yet. But change is coming forth in order to bring in something that is so needed. But it's going to take a lot. It's going to be very uncomfortable for a lot of people. It's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable where people are going to like, oh, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make those changes, but the changes have to happen. In order for us, and calling in Gabriel to embrace with love and light, to bring in the great mother, the great father, the Lord and the lady, the sacred heart of change. Feistiness is happening. Gotta love when things go on my natal moon and bringing in. So that's why it's good to know what your chart is, because when you understand your chart, you understand, why am I feeling this way? All right, I'm going to have a solar eclipse and equinox on my natal note. No, so of course, no wonder I've been so tired lately and overwhelmed and everything else. So I had to honor that. I was exhausted last night. I'm just like, oh my God, am I getting lazy? What's going, I'm doing all my stuff. And I'm like, well, why am I, right. That water, the rushing water is coming in, and Mercury, oh, God bless him, is retrograde, and he's swimming upstream against the heavy rapids. Yes, I get it. So I'm going to embrace it and go with the flow. And that's all I can do. And take the one step and do the education and have the understanding more and more. So on that note, I'm going to send you off with love and light. My divination group is starting on the 24th. Hang in there, Mary. Oh, I am. I got my water. I got everything. I got readings. I'll be down at the store today with Jenna and Andrea. So I'll be down there after 11 o'clock. And so if anybody wants to come in there for readings, my special does not apply to the store, as I've said before. But if you are wanting to learn more about the tarot or just, understanding, I have the divination class happening on June 24th, 6 weeks, $88. Come join me. Great time to spend during the summertime and in the evenings, and just to awaken some funness that you can start to explore for your own selves. Sending you out with love and light. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you in all that you say and all that you do and all that you be. Blessed be everybody. Shine your fucking light, baby. Shine it. Shine it, shine it, shine it. That work. Blessings to you all. Bye-bye.